let's take a look at how we can create these projects without using the Godot engine. Alright, to start us off, looking at the code here that we have on screen, it's actually not important, not in the least. All this means nothing. What we are going to do is we're going to use PyCharm, something that's more industry standard, I guess you can say, is something more of a standard tool. We're going to use this as more of our standard tool. We actually don't even need the engine open. We can completely close that. Close that out. Alright, now what we have here, there we go, just pull that in sight, or rather, cover the screen more. What we're going to do is just going to come up to File. Now, I'm just using the Community Edition, so you don't need any fancy version of this. And I'm just going to come on down, go to Open, and you can go ahead and navigate to your project. In my case, I'm going to go into D. I'm sorry, not D. I'm going to be going to E, PC User, Documents, App Dev, and I'm going to use the bug tracker. So I've selected this folder, not the project file itself, keep in mind, just the folder that my project is in. And I'm going to hit the OK button, say this window. And just like that, my project has opened up. I have all my scripts that are currently in here. And if I need to, I can right click, hit new, and I can create a new file and just give it a GD extension. Now, when this opens up, you'll notice in the top right corner up here, you'll probably have a note or a notice, a message that pops up here saying that there's a plugin to handle a GD extension type. You can go ahead and hit the install button. And if you don't have that, for whatever reason, we can come on up into File, Settings, and we could take a look for plugins, and you could just search for GDScript, and there it is. And if you would like the theme to go with it to feel a little more at home, you can certainly do that. And for this project, I think, or at least for this video, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we're just going to go to Theme, Appearance, select this, and there it is. Alright, so I've gone ahead and selected the theme here, so we can have more of a at-home feeling here. So we have the theme, and we have the plugin to handle GD scripts. Alright, so if we take a look, we now have our plugin in, we're ready to go, we can start going. And if you don't know how to create a scene, you can actually take a look at the TSCN files. They're just text files, and you see how all that is structured. So if you want to learn how to make a scene in pure text, and by doing that, you could create your entire project in here without the engine at all. But if you don't want to go about doing that, you can always open up the engine and create the scenes that you want, or edit your scenes in there if you would like to go that route as well. It's perfectly fine. And inside of the project file here, this is where you can go ahead, you can find all of our main situations here. So here you go, application config. Here's our main scene here, so you'd be able to set your main scene here. If you wanted to create your scene externally, this is where you can set the file for it. Alright, so back into our actual code. We see it's here, it looks great. Now, what we can do here is, in order to run our code, because we can run it from here, is we actually got to come up here to the top. If you try to run it, it'll tell you need a configuration, which will take you to this section here. All you have to do is hit this plus icon here, or hit the add configuration hyperlink that'll show up here in this box. Select Godot, however you want to say it. Go ahead and select it there, and I'm just going to delete this one. Here we go. And as you can see here, you can give it whatever name you want. You can put your link, the engine executable for our first fill out here. And then for the second one, for the working directory, I just put my project folder. And then if you wanted any parameters, you could certainly go ahead and do that if that's what you wish. But after you have all that, you can hit OK. And now you can see, if we run it, it opens, it runs, and all we have is just our project. We don't have the engine open up and all the other stuff. We just have our debug window here. And you can see we do have down inside of the console here, everything is printing out for it. We got the engine version, our location, OpenGL, graphics card, shader compiling, all that information is there. And if we were to do something, such as, let's say, the update button, we see everything prints out here as we expect. Login, register, everything prints out to this console, which is great. Now, when it comes to bugs and debugging, that's where you might have a slight issue. So if we go to put an S here, now I have document, but I don't have documents. Okay, I don't have plural, and you see it's not coming up with any errors that pop up there. And nothing shows up in the project errors down there, but if we go ahead and run this, you see everything looks like it's fine. We hit this button. You see nothing happens anymore because we're printing something that doesn't exist, but we're not seeing any errors down here in the console. Well, once we go ahead and close that, we can come up, scroll up a bit, and we see we have script error here. And that's the issue that we're having. Documents isn't declared in the current scope. Well, we know what that means. Documents isn't a variable. And here we go. It's telling us the script, which is in our res folder, so our project folder. The login controller script. And it's on line 51. So there is a little bit of debugging that you can get in here, but don't expect to have, of course, complete highlighting of lines and things like that we would normally have. Now, as for autocomplete, you see we come in, start typing. We're not going to have anything here because it doesn't know what it is. So that is another downside. So this would be a little more on the advanced side, or something that you would have, maybe have the documentation open with to get you going, and just in case you need to look anything up. Or again, of course, you could always have the project open inside the engine, so you can use the built-in engine that way, or sorry, the built-in documentation if you wanted to go that route to reference anything. All right, so that's just hopefully a quick video. I don't know what we're up to, but pretty sure we're going to be under 10 minutes there. But there we go. There's how we can go ahead and we can actually code, and some more standard tools for developers, as well as running our project without having to open up the engine at all. If you have any questions, comments, or if you need help with anything, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and maybe it'll be in the next video. Take care, everybody.